Welcome back to another episode of March for Progress. This is the official start of the video, as you can see. This is the early construction of the greenhouse. It started from scrap wood found under the porch, primarily consisting of 2x4s. Anyways, found a few 4x4s in there and some other weird cedar lumber. It was probably trim. Anyways, kept going on construction, wrapped it in some 6mm plastic. Got some hinges and some other hardware, made some window frames, and just kind of threw everything together from the years of construction knowledge. And instantly it started holding too much heat. In the summer, I'd do a full vent if it was over 80 degrees with a fan. So it worked exponentially well. I also dug out the floor and laid some plastic and some reflective mylar blankets down to facilitate some passive solar, some thermal mass, and eventually I ended up putting a raised bed on the western side of the greenhouse, and yeah, there's some footage of that. So here's a construction of the raised bed. Ended up filling it with a lot of organic soil and cow manure and other vermiculite, and I think some perlite as well. Just kind of made a huge spot. During all this, it was time to get things started. This is probably close to just before April, I guess. Early April. Anyways, season out here is really weird. I'd had ginger going for a while, so it's doing quite well. This is my first time trying to edit in a bunch of pictures, so yeah, things are out of order. I didn't go in with the best plan of attack on this video. I've tried sorting it out. So it kind of is what it is. Some of the pictures are out of order, but the story's still the same. Anyways, as you can see, I laid some rock in, and I eventually put some aquariums in there for thermal mass. Have some heaters in, which I've actually been doing pretty well. The coldest night I've experienced so far, this is October 27th. Cost temperatures we've seen so far are somewhere between 31 and 33, and the greenhouse got to 52.8. So all said and done, it retains fairly well. I do have some other projects I'd like to do before I finish. Yeah, I'd like to turn the aquariums into an aquaponic system and finish painting some of the thermal mass up and possibly get a second layer on here, but we'll see how it goes. We got some bigger projects on the home front going on. Anyways, so some down low footage of everything. There's some of the vermiculite in the back. There's the 50-gallon and the 10-gallon aquarium. There's some of the early stars. I believe that was all the greens we had going on. They've just been going for way too long. Some onions in there. Anyways, this is the buckets for when I started potatoes. There's the basil that just would not die. There's a fan system I had to set up. We got one for exhaust, one to blow on everything, kind of keep everything even in there, almost like a convection oven. There's probably a few weeks into the raised bed. Uh-oh. There's a malfunction. Anyways, there's some donors, some beefsteaks. Yeah, we had beefsteaks, some Cherokee Purple, some Romas, and Ace 55s donated from the neighbors. Super gracious for that. They ended up being our outside crops. Yeah, turned out fairly well. Yeah, there's the ginger still kicking it. Double picture. Anyways, outside, here's the feature. This kind of, I guess, early recordings. So that's the ginger going on. There's the donor peppers. I believe at this point, there's the lemons. I had already gotten the tomatoes in the ground. There's some of the tomatoes we were starting. Early start of the ginger. There's still a little violet. There's the tomatoes we put in. Made some 4-leaf clovers for luck to keep it going. That's the watermelon start, so this tells me this was shot somewhere around early June. Got the other peppers going. On the outside ended up turning out to be, I guess, some sort of sweet pepper. There's the red cabbage and the butternut squash. Going in, we had some of the, there's the mullein. We had broccoli and cilantro and parsley planted in back there and some spinach. It didn't fare well due to my soil preparation. Here's the potatoes. We had red potatoes and russets in the mix. Some onions in there, primarily white. It's the mix of some romaine lettuce hidden in there. Got an avocado in the middle of the TP. Anyways, it was a sweet pea tower full of sweet peas. There's 2 turkeys. I planted those figs. First transplant was at our wedding. Anyways, no figs this year due to some sprouting in January. Here's the greenhouse. This is probably sometime around early July update. Yeah, those tomatoes are kicking good. There's a little more. I believe this is where I started finding some ink cap mushrooms coming up in my soil. See it back there, yep, ink cap. Anyways, things were pretty abundant. There's the, I think that was the original broccoli starts. There's the, that's about the end of it. That's where some sort of animal has decided to explore at about chest level. There we go, the September update. Stand down here with the broccoli. Stand down here with those guys. Oh, we got some lemons coming in.
We got some oranges.
We
got some oranges. Little avocado starting.
There's the avocado.
We have
this is just before I started doing the September updates. So.
Elderberry starting.
Yeah.
We lost the lemon. That one's doing great.
Maybe August.
Tomatoes have just skyrocketed.
Yep. Big growth. Huge growth.
We got tomatoes here.
Got the ginger, got all the
there.
tomatoes.
More tomatoes there. Come on to the back where the black cribbers
We're
are.
going to come up with some black cribbage. Yep, there's the black cribbers. They turned out being delicious.
We're just all over the place.
Things that didn't work out from the main garden were the carrots.
That is
It seems like the ants nested in them.
That's it for now. Boop, boop.